Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, March 4th, and we will be kickstarting a new series all about Fort Bend County. And you can find that right here on this channel. Today, I'm going to dive into Sugarland. And before you move to Sugarland, Texas, there are some things you really need to understand. I do not just mean home prices. I'm talking about property taxes, neighborhoods, commute realities, lifestyle differences, and who this area is actually perfect for and who it might not be for. If you're thinking about relocating to Fort Bend County, this video is going to give you the full picture, the good, the surprising, and the practical, so you can make the smartest decision for you and your family. My name is Ashton St. Jean. I'm a realtor in the greater Houston area. People call me the mayor of Fort Bend County because I know all things Fort Bend. And I help families relocate to actually Sugarland in the surrounding Fort Bend County area every single week. So let's break this down. Where Sugarland is and why it's so popular. Well, Sugarland is located in Fort Bend County. It's just southwest of Houston. On a good day, you're thinking about 20 to 30 minutes to downtown Houston. So not too bad. But what makes Sugarland so desirable is that it feels established. It's not a brand new suburb still trying to figure itself out. It has mature trees, strong infrastructure, highly rated schools, and a polished feel overall. Unlike some of the other outer suburbs of Houston, Sugarland has been developed for decades. That means you're not moving into a construction zone. You're moving into a finished community. It consistently ranks as one of the safest and most desirable suburbs in the Houston area, and that reputation absolutely does impact pricing. So how about let's dig into the home prices and the neighborhood differences you might get out here in Sugarland. Well, let's talk real estate because this is where expectations do actually matter. Entry-level homes in Sugarland typically start around to the mid to high 300s, depending on the size and the condition, of course. These are usually older homes built in the 80s and 90s, but many have been updated and have tons of character. The mid-range, though, in Sugarland is the sweet spot for most families relocating here, and it's between $450,000 to $700,000. In that range, you'll find updated homes, good lot sizes, established neighborhoods, and a strong resale value. Now, luxury, there's a hot luxury market here in Sugarland. And when you start getting into the 800 plus thousand range, you're looking at areas like Sweetwater, which offer golf course living, larger homes, and more of a luxury feel. And it really is a cool little place to live. I drive by it every day and admire everything in that neighborhood. You also have neighborhoods like Sugar Creek, which is actually one of the original communities in Sugarland. And once again, you have your larger lots, you have mature trees that grow all over the road, looks really good, and once again, tons of character. But let's note this though, Sugarland is not going to be your cheapest suburb around Houston. Like I said, it's been established for a while, and there is a market here for, like we goes in our entry level is going to be 300,000 plus and so forth from there. So it's not going to be the cheapest for home pricing, but there's every amenity, there's every culture. It's one of the most diverse areas. It's really a unique place to live. But you're paying for a reputation, you're paying for the schools, you're paying for the great location, and you're paying for the stability. Now, the property taxes and monthly costs of Sugarland. This is where people relocating from out of state can sometimes be surprised. The good news is Texas does not have a state income tax, but property taxes in Fort Bend County are typically between the 2.2% and the 2.7%, depending on the neighborhoods. So if you were to buy a $500,000 home, that could mean roughly $11,000 to $13,000 per year in property taxes before any exemptions. Some neighborhoods also have HOA fees. Sugarland likes its master plan communities and neighborhoods, and they like to keep them looking good. Expect to always have an HOA fee if you're moving into a neighborhood. Some sections also have MUD taxes. And if you're not familiar with the MUD district, that we'll dive into that in a later episode. Insurance costs in Texas can also be slightly higher. That's just for what we get out here. That doesn't mean Sugar Land's not worth it. It just means I want you to have these in your budget so you can we can make the smartest decision for you. Now, the commute and the traffic reality. If you're commuting into Houston for work, traffic matters. From Sugar Land to downtown Houston, you're typically looking at 30 to 45 minutes. Obviously, depending on the time of day, traffic in Houston can be brutal at times. But on average, I drive into Houston a whole lot and I can get there most times with it under 45 minutes. But you do need to plan accordingly for that in the mornings. If you work in Houston or translate, I would always depend on at least an hour. Now, the major access points, there's going to be 4 access points into the inside of Houston. You have Highway 59, which is interstate, cuts right through Sugar Land, cuts straight through downtown, and runs all the way up north. That's a great road. It's actually super wide. You don't have very much traffic on that road until you start getting closer to the city. You have Highway 6 that runs all through Texas and also comes right through Sugar Land and intersects with Highway 59. You have Highway 90. It runs through Sugar Land as well. And it goes all the way up and drops you off to where it ends right about where NRG Stadium is. And then, of course, you have the Beltway 8, which is right now, well, I guess since they're building 99, they're finishing 99, it is our second loop around Houston. And it comes and hits all your suburbs and it circles around Houston. And it's probably about 10 minutes from where we are in Sugar Land to get on the Beltway, which can get you anywhere around Houston. But if you do work in the energy corridor or you work in anywhere west Houston, the commute can actually be pretty darn easy. Like I was just saying, you could take 59, which has very little traffic, and just hop on the Beltway, which we call it, and it can dump you right around anywhere on Houston, but typically your west side is going to be best. But if you are expecting a 15-minute drive into downtown every day, this probably is not a realistic place for you. Now let's dive into the lifestyle and the community feel. One of the biggest reasons people love Sugar Land is the lifestyle. It can be really hard to explain at times. You just get every ethnicity here. You get every walk of life here. You get clean. You get desirable places. You have places like the Sugar Land Town Square where there's restaurants, shops, events, and community gatherings. And these happen every week for every different race, for every different religion. There's something to always do in Sugar Land. And it's somewhere that you don't have to look over your back. There's not a lot of crime. And it's just a great place to live. And it's a great place to start a family. It feels clean. It feels maintained. And it feels organized. You're not moving somewhere that feels temporary. It does feel rooted. People that move to Sugar Land typically stay in Sugar Land. There's parks, there's walking trails, plenty of golf communities, and strong youth sports programs. It's very family oriented. Sugar Land is perfect for families prioritizing schools. Fort Bend ISD is one of the highest rated school districts in Houston, in the Houston area. They're known all over. There's plenty of kids, and it's a really great place, and it's close to. They have a school close to every neighborhood. I think in Sugar Land alone, there's I could be wrong here. I believe there's 8 6A high schools in Sugar Land. Now, it's also going to be good for professionals relocating from out of state, buyers who want established neighborhoods, and people who want the suburban living, but they can still get easy access into Houston. You can almost get the best of both worlds. Maybe you're still right on the edge where you want to have a family, but you're also young enough and you want to go out and enjoy the perks of being in the city. Sugar Land is going to be a great halfway point to get you the best of both worlds. If stability and long-term value matter to you, this is a really strong option. Now, who it might not be for. If you want brand new construction and you want huge lots for low prices, you may want to look further west, southwest. Not saying Fort Bend County is not the area for you, because Fort Bend County has every walk and it has tons of new construction and it is exploding right now. But Sugar Land in itself is probably not going to be ideal for you. And now if you want rural acreage, this probably is not that. Sugar Land is pretty close to being built out fully. Like I said, for a place that always has something to do, it doesn't leave a lot of extra room for acreage. Now, Fort Bend County, you could still get some rural acreage. In fact, you could still get some rural acreage and still be close enough to the city as well, where we can make something like that work out for you. And if you also want a high rise, walk everywhere urban lifestyle, that's going to be more Houston, not Sugarland. Sugarland isn't, I wouldn't call it a walkable city. Now you have areas like the town center, you walk everywhere in there. There's always going to be something. So in select, let's go hyper local communities. Yeah, these neighborhoods and these city centers, they try to make it walkable. So if you were to get an apartment or something along those, plenty of things to do. If you live in a neighborhood, there's typically always restaurants right close that you can even walk to, or parks or golf courses that are all going to be very close, but not in the city itself. If you're thinking about moving to Sugarland or anywhere in Fort Bend County, my team and I, once again, help families relocate here every single week. I was born here. I live here. I work here. I know these neighborhoods inside and out. My contact information is in the description. Please call, text, or email me anytime. And if this was helpful, make sure to subscribe because I'm breaking down Richmond, Fulshear, and every major neighborhood in Fort Bend County right here on this channel. There will not be anything that I miss. I will get us everything, and you can refer to me as the Fort Bend County expert. You refer to me as the Fort Bend County mayor. I know it all. I know someone that has an answer to every one of your questions. I'll see you guys in the next video.